welcome to Kemma's Never Seen It. I'm Kemma, and the movie we're going to be talking about today is 2 Minutes of Fame. Per usual, let's go ahead and see what this movie's about based on the DVD cover summary. After his impressions of a comedian named Marcus make him an online sensation, DeAndre goes to LA with dreams of stand-up stardom, but his girlfriend needs him to be a stand-up guy and help raise their young son. Marcus, the reigning king of comedy, isn't about to give up his throne and plots a rude and hilarious awakening for DeAndre and this laugh-out-loud comedy with a heart. Before we jump into the movie really quick, I just want to say this is a movie that I actually watched a couple months ago. So back when I was asking you guys to give me some black rom-coms, black romance love movies, someone gave me this movie to watch. This is not a rom-com. This is more of a comedic, funny movie than it is a rom-com. Don't know why they suggested it, but I still watched it and I still want to talk about it. So to start off with the movie, we start off with DeAndre. He is a social media comedian and he lives in Alabama. Now he's known for doing all these different impressions of different celebrities or famous people. And it starts off with him doing an impression of Obama. His impressions aren't bad. He actually does really good impressions. And I think the actor in real life, he does the same stuff. Like he's just really good at impressions and impersonating other celebrities. So like, yeah. So in his impersonation, he's talking about this other comedian in the movie named Marcus Black and how he's doing this movie where he's being this like overly like black exploitive character. And it has to do with the president and basically like catering to him. And it's really weird, and that's what DeAndre was talking about. He's just like, this sucks. What are you doing? So DeAndre goes on live saying that stuff, and Marcus actually ends up seeing that live later. And he's just like, who is this guy? Like, why is he talking on my name? What is this? But so he kind of just like brushes it off for a second. Side note, I should go live sometime. I used to go live on like Facebook when I would like attempt to do my makeup, but maybe I should go live. Let me know in the comments if you would want to see me live. But anyway, so he gets off live. He goes into the bedroom where his girlfriend is. His girlfriend's name is Sky. Now she I think she works as some kind of like medical professional, but she's also going to school. So she's working, she's going to school, she's doing all this kind of stuff. They also have a son named Jalen. So, you know, there's a lot going on in the house. Sky tells Dre that, hey, rent is due and we're short your half. I'm gonna need you to get that to me as soon as possible because I can't keep covering you. I'm not able to do it. My savings is depleted. Like, you gotta help out. And he's just like, yeah, of course, I got you. Like, don't even worry about it. She has a right to be worried about it. So Dre goes to work. He works at a grocery store and he works with his best friend named Eddie. They're kind of talking and saying like, oh, I need to get the rent, but I don't get paid until next week. And I only have like $6 or like, he had like $20 or something in his account. I don't know what I'm going to do. And Eddie's just like, just ask our boss for an advance and she'll be able to give it to you. He asked for an advance, thinking the only thing that she could say was no, like that would be the worst thing. Turns out no is not the worst thing that you could say in this situation.
Boy, hell no. Your lazy ass, too long of a lunch break taking, backwards ass, food stocking, motherfucker who stepped on my goddamn toe last week.
So that happens, and then he just gets back to his job. He's like, you know, in stores where they like have a little spot where they do samples and stuff, he's doing something like that to like promote some cheese or whatever. And again, his friend Eddie is recording him on live because he's doing these impressions and kind of like this like little funny comedy skit. And his boss sees him and is just like, stop. Get back to work, stop all that. He won't stop with the impressions. He keeps doing the impressions and eventually just gets fired because he doesn't know how to listen. So then Dre goes to his son's school. Again, his son's name is Jalen. And he is in this piano class. And, you know, his teacher pulls him aside and is just like, hey, Jalen's falling behind because, you know, he doesn't have a piano at home. These lessons are starting to get more advanced. You're going to have to work on investing to get him a piano, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, Dre is trying to like skirt around the subject. But, you know, obviously he can't afford to do it. And it could be depressing because, like, of course he wants to provide these for his son, but he just can't. And as a result, his son's falling behind. So it's just like, ugh. damn. So then they get home and Dre and Eddie are talking, and Dre is trying to come up with some way to like get money or see what he can do. And Eddie said, don't worry about it. I submitted you for this laugh out loud comedy competition. I submitted your audition tape. I submitted some funny skits that you did, and we're going to see if you get picked. Because of course, if he gets picked, he has the opportunity to win cash prizes. So Dre's all happy about it. He's just like, yes, this is what I need. This is great. Sky comes in after work and she's just like, what's going on? And Dre tells her that, hey, he just entered me into this contest. You know, I'm hoping that it goes over well. It could mean really big things for us. And that's when Eddie slips like, yeah, it could. Because, you know, right now you don't have a job. So yeah, this could be great for you. Didn't mean for that to happen, but it slipped out so casually. So of course Sky is upset because she's just like, you're not working. I'm going to school. I'm working. I'm helping to take care of our son. Like, I'm doing all of the things. And it's just like, I keep trying to like keep everything together by bailing you out. And now what are we doing? And this is what I'll say. I think that it is important to have dreams. It definitely is important to have dreams, have something to look forward to, something to look up to, and strive to some kind of goal, even if it's something outrageous. You know what I mean? However, when you're a grown adult with responsibilities, when you're a human who knows that they have responsibilities, you have to live in reality a little bit. And Sky definitely lives in reality.
So what I'm supposed to do? I'm supposed to just stay here and be a regular ass guy with a regular ass job?
Not regular. Reliable.
Like I said, I agree. Follow your dreams. Even if things are difficult, you know, do what you can to at least try. You never know if you don't try, but you also have to realize you have things to do. Especially if they have a kid. You can't just be doing things all willy-nilly like that when you have children. Like right now, he has no job. He's just performing comedy skits at, you know, little bars around town. And of course he has like a following on social media, but he's not monetized. He's not getting anything from that. So it's just like come on, come back down to earth for a second to like build some type of foundation to take care of this, and then keep, you know, reaching for your dreams. So later on, it turns out that Dre actually got picked for the Laugh Out Loud showcase. So he has to go to LA to basically go and compete to see if he can still go along with this process. And again, if he is able to make it all the way to the end, there's prizes. So he's just looking at that big picture. Sky is still upset because, again, she's just like, it's not that I don't believe in your dreams. It's not that, you know, I don't support you. It's just the fact that we have stuff to do right now, and you following your dreams right now is just kind of putting us in a very bad spot. But he says this is going to be his big break, and he's going to go to LA anyway. So before he leaves, he gives Sky the rent money that he had, his half, and him and Eddie head up to LA. So they get to LA and they get to their hotel, and Eddie's trying to check in and everything. But the receptionist is just like, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing a reservation under these names or anything that you're giving me. I don't know what you're talking about. Turns out Dre sold the hotel tickets so that he could have rent money for Sky. So again, if you don't know what kind of dire situation they're in, that should kind of tell you.
We don't have a reservation.
Who don't have a reservation?
We don't.
Yes, we do.
We don't.
Why don't we have a reservation, Dre?
Because I sold it. You sold it.
So since he sold the tickets or the hotel reservation for his rent money so that he could give that to Sky, now they have no choice but to sleep in their car, which luckily they have a car. They have a car that they can use, but man. So while this is all happening, we're going to cut to Marcus Black. So we cut to Marcus, and he's gearing up for some movie that he's in. He looks like a bird, like he has on feathers and stuff. And someone brings up Dre and his video to Marcus talking about the movie he was in. And he's talking mess. He's talking mess about Dre, and someone in that place was recording him say that. It seems like in this movie, it really emphasizes on people going live a lot, which maybe is a sign that I need to start going live. I don't know. But someone's recording all the things that he's saying. And again, he's just kind of going off, talking about, oh, why do I have to listen to someone like him? I don't know him. No one knows him. Like, I'm a real comedian, da-da-da-da-da. And it's, you know, he just goes off on a huge tangent about it.
The Andre McDonald is nothing.
Get over it.
What he was saying was really funny. I would put some of the clips of more stuff that he said, but I laughed over them. So you can't really hear everything that he said, especially since my laugh is very loud and obnoxious. So I'm sorry. You're just going to have to go watch the movie. So then Eddie and Dre show up for the Laugh Out Loud comedy showcase showdown. And there's a bunch of comedians that are going. They have 5 minutes to do a set. If they go over, immediately disqualified, no exceptions. So they're going through all of the comedians. There's Carlos Miller. If you don't know who Carlos Miller is a comedian in real life. I don't think that's his name in the movie, but he's hilarious. He's so funny. So when I saw his face, I was like, he's hilarious. I love him. And then Dre ends up going last. And again, he does his set. People are laughing, the crowd likes it, and he did stay within his 5 minutes. So he's thinking at this point, he has a chance. So at the end, the judges are saying, if we call your name, step forward, you're going to move on to the next step in the showcase. So they're calling everybody's name, and everyone gets picked except for Dre. But it turns out that one of the people, her name is Ebony, she actually went over her time by about like 27 seconds or something like that. So by default, by technicality, Dre ends up being able to go to the next round. So of course he's happy. He's with Eddie now. They're just going over to drink and stuff. And they go on their phones and they see the live that Marcus was in, where he's talking about Dre and all this kind of stuff. Dre's excited because he's just like, one of the biggest comedians in the world is talking about me. Is he talking smack? Yes, but he has my name in his mouth. This is huge for me. And he decides to answer back.
You know what I'm saying? You need to fire everybody in your corner. Thanks for the shout out, boo.
He did it in front of the comedy club. So people hear him doing all this and they're laughing. When he gets off the phone, they start clapping and he's just like, oh, okay. Then they end up leaving the club. They find this woman outside that they met inside too. Her name is Taylor. And she is just like, oh, hey, how's it going, you guys? Blah, blah, blah. And she says, oh, I'm on my way to host a comedy show. And Dre's just like, oh, you do comedy? That's interesting. And she's like, yeah, I actually had someone cancel. So if you'd like, you can, swing by and take their spot. And of course, they accept. So they go to the comedy, the bar, the comedy, what would it be? The comedy club, sorry. They go to the comedy club and it's Marcus's turn. So he's rolling out some jokes. But lo and behold, Marcus is in the back, and every time Dre says one of his jokes, Marcus completes it for him.
Though, she can get naked in front of her friends, but as soon as I try
to do it, it's a whole different story, right?
He's ruining it. He's not even taking his jokes, but he's saying all his jokes word for word, bar for bar.
Copy my whole fucking flow, word for word, bar for bar.
And basically just ruins his set. Because every joke that he was going to say, he basically brought it up. He's just like, oh, you're going to do impersonations of Tracy Morgan and of Obama, of Jay-Z. Yeah, we know what you're about to do. And you might as well quit while you're ahead. But it turns out Marcus is just a little upset because even the news is saying, oh, he feels threatened by, this new talent that's coming up. And Marcus is just like, I'm not upset. I'm a real comedian, not just some social media star with all these followers. I'm a real comedian, blah, blah, blah. But he is a little upset, can't lie. So later on after that, Dre is talking with Taylor, and Dre writes in a journal. He journals just about every day, which I think is healthy, something that more people should do, including myself. And she sees and she's just like, you should say some of this stuff in your comedy act. Like, it's more personal. It's more like real and people can connect with you. And essentially that's kind of what comedy is sometimes. Like, I do like comedy where it comes from a place of, personal experiences and kind of, sort of laughing at your pain or just, laughing at, different things that you've been through and how you got over it, blah, blah, blah. I like stuff like that. So I think it's valid to be able to read in his journal and make it into a comedy skit. So they keep hanging out. He's running his jokes with her. She allows him to keep doing spots at her comedy club. And they're kind of just getting a little cozy. Like, she's taking a lot of his time. Dre and Eddie end up swinging by her house. And Eddie's under the impression that they're both going to go in to either hang out or just go through some tips and tricks for preparing for this comedy thing. But Dre's like, no, I'm going to go in by myself. It's just going to be us. You stay here. Suspicious. So they get inside. Taylor gets them some drinks and they're kind of talking a little bit. And she's just like, yeah, I was lurking on your social media. And who's Sky? Of course, Sky is his girlfriend, but he's just like, ugh, it's complicated. What is complicated about you and Sky? And because of that, Taylor's just like, good enough for me. Jumps on him, kisses him. And if it wasn't for Eddie running through that door to stop them, he admitted he would have kept going. He would have kept going and cheated on Sky. Technically, he did cheat on Sky because he didn't push her off. He was ready. He was down with the get down. And he was, oh my God, he accepted the kiss and he was ready to keep going. It pisses me off how, let's just use neutral terms, a person could literally fuck up their whole relationship and they go out and they see someone who feeds into their bullshit because they don't know them. They don't know the turmoil they put their other person through, their partner through. And they're just like, ugh, my relationship is just the worst. This is awful, but now I have something better and new. You single-handedly are the cause of your relationship being so fucked up. This man is relying on his girlfriend, whatever she is, to take care of him. He had a job at least, but still couldn't pay his half of the fucking bill. She had to keep covering for him, working and going to fucking school and taking care of the kid. I'm not saying that he doesn't take care of the kid because it looks like he does, but like financially he's not there. He's always giving her, oh, one day I'm gonna do this, one day I'm gonna do that. That's fine. Have dreams. Live your dreams. Do what you can to achieve your dreams, but also live in fucking reality. Like you have, like, it's one thing when you don't have many responsibilities, but they have a fucking kid. They have a kid, and he's talking about, no, I'm gonna drop everything to live my dreams. You can't do that when you have responsibilities like that. And all the burden is on her, and now this girl comes in, and all of a sudden, oh, this is what I needed. No. A little ranty, so let's take it back and let's go to Marcus. So now we're back with Marcus. He is again filming that movie where he's like a crow. Turns out again he's some like black crow with gold chains, and like he said something about like shucking and jiving around, and it's like really weird. And he's just like, y'all think this is funny?
So let me see if I got this right. So a black man shucking and jiving in a crow suit with gold chains is absolutely hilarious to y'all.
He's starting to realize what Dre said about some of his movies and like what he's doing is true. Like he's kind of being exploited and typecast as this character, this out-of-date, stereotypical, offensive character. And he's just like, I know that I'm getting, like, he was going to get paid $20 million for that movie, but like, is it really worth it to like sell yourself like that? No. So then we skip over to Sky. Now she's walking around the house and she's just like, you know, missing the company of Dre. She finds his sweater and smells and is starting to miss him. She doesn't know he cheated on her, but she's missing him until she sees a post that Taylor made on social media with like hearts around a picture of him that she had took, talking about, you know, cutie at work or something like that. And she's just like, who is this? So in that same moment, Dre and Eddie finally get a hotel room. They finally get beds. No more sleeping in the car. Congratulations. And then Dre looks on his phone and seeing all these notifications. And he's just like, Taylor tagged me in a post. Sky saw it and Sky commented on it. And now she's texting me saying, who the hell is Taylor? Mind you, he knows what happened. He would have gone further if he wasn't interrupted. And now he's trying to gaslight Sky because he was going to delete the post and be like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. There is nothing on there. Nope. He's telling her half truths and just really like irritating me, but she's smart. She catches on and she's just like, hey, don't be vague with me. Tell me what's up. He kind of plays it down and eventually she's just like, okay, whatever, and kind of leaves it at that, which isn't a good sign, but you know, there's nothing he can really do. And then we go back home with Sky and Jalen, their son, And what I don't like is that there's a point where she's having a teacher conference because Jalen got into a fight at school with one of his bullies. They just keep bullying him, saying how he's poor and his dad can never get him a piano because he's broke and da-da-da-da-da. So they got into a fight. They had a teacher conference with Sky, Jalen, and the teacher. And Jalen's just like, well, I was defending dad's name because they kept making fun of him. And, I just want to say how much I support him and I care enough to fight for him, blah, 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 blah. I don't like that. I don't like the narrative right here where it's making it seem like Sky cares nothing for Dre. Sky doesn't support him. Sky doesn't do anything emotionally for him. She does and has done that stuff. She's just tired of always doing it because she has to stay living in reality and has all these responsibilities while he is out he's chasing his dream, which is great, but he's not bringing anything in and it seems like he doesn't care to. I don't like how it was spun around on her to make her feel guilty. She shouldn't because she's genuinely doing everything she can just to keep the house afloat, but that's the direction the movie wanted to go in. Just don't know how you could gaslight the mom. But with that little speech, she decides that her and Jalen are going to be going up to LA to help support more. We're back in LA. Turns out Marcus actually called for Dre to come meet him at his house. And they're starting to have a conversation. And Marcus is just like, I should not have been so hard and, so rude. I really should have been more welcoming to you as, the next gen of comedians. And I'm so sorry for that. And Dre is too prideful. He's just like, well, I don't need your help. I don't need any of that. I'm fine. And Marcus is just like, okay, obviously you're scared and this ego and stuff is just fear. So sure, go ahead.
And what you're really scared of is failure. Because you convinced everybody around you to believe in you. And you don't believe in yourself.
And then Dre goes to the showcase and uses that conversation in his comedy skit, which worked out pretty well because he was just talking about how did Marcus read me like that? He's right. I just didn't want him to say that I was scared. I thought I was able to cover it up, and basically goes through the whole mental process he's been going through this whole time. He even brought Sky up a little bit and he's just like, my girl, she's so supportive. And for her dealing with me throughout this, whole process, I am so grateful for her, even though he cheated. I'm so grateful for her, blah, 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 blah. And I was just like, okay, cool. And everyone loved it. Everyone loved the skit. So we get down to that next round and everybody gets called, but Dre does not. So Dre and Eddie are just like, why didn't he get called? You heard the response of the crowd. He probably had the loudest crowd out of all of them. Why wasn't he picked?
Yeah, he was hilarious, and we did too. But apparently he took money while he was performing in the showcase.
Turns out, so earlier in the movie, Taylor gave them some money for food because, again, they didn't have a place to stay. They were sleeping in the car. They didn't have no money. So she's just like, here's a couple dollars. Go get yourself some food. Apparently, that was used against them and saying that he was accepting money for the showcase. Wasn't technically, but that's what they categorize it as. And turns out, Taylor is working with people in Marcus Black's team to sabotage them so he wouldn't make it further. The good thing is that Dre and Eddie went to go confront Taylor about this. And she basically admits it all, but Eddie is on live recording. So there's video evidence of it. So then Sky shows up. She's just like, hey, we're here. I'm here supporting you. I always support you. Just things get hard, blah, 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 blah. I'm here. And then Dre kind of tells her the rundown of what happened, of how they're going to go back home. But Eddie's just like, oh, yeah, and I recorded it. Sky's just like, if you recorded it, let's make some shit shake. Let's go tell him. And then they go back to the place, show the judges the video, and he gets back into, the running for the comedy thing. And Marcus is even there, and he's just like, listen. I think Marcus is actually the one who showed them the live, and he's just like, I would like to introduce Dre. He deserves to be here. And he gives him his golden mic. It's such an honor. He has a gold mic now. And from what it seems like, he continues through to the competition, becomes successful, wins some kind of cash prize, and they end up buying a house. And Jalen gets his piano. And they all lived happily ever after. But yeah, guys, that's legitimately the end of the movie. We can only speculate that, of course he was successful in the showcase. The winners of the showcase got to do, I think they said like a 30-city tour or something. So of course you would get money from that too. So yeah, however that happened, they ended up buying a house. Jalen got his piano at home, and it seems like it all worked out in the end. This movie got a 64% on Popcorn Meter because there wasn't a rating on Rotten Tomatoes. And honestly, I will say that that's a fair rating. While I did laugh a bunch in this movie, which it's a comedy movie, so I should. I just, y'all saw my rant earlier. I don't like the sentiment that was really given in this. I don't like how Sky was portrayed to be this unsupportive, uncaring girlfriend. Again, she had to do everything she had to do to make sure that they stayed afloat. And it's nice that she gave him space to live his dream or try to achieve his dream. But it also just seemed like he did nothing to try to help support as well. It looks like he was a great father. That's good. That's very, very good. But as far as, other things, he really lacked and seemed like he didn't have the want to do better because he's trying to chase a dream. So because of that, I feel like the rating is fair. Funny movie for sure, but yeah, that one just left a bad taste in my mouth. But that's it, guys. That's the movie for this week. Thank you all for tuning in. Per usual, if there's something I said in this movie that you agree with, don't agree with, you want to see how good I did, or have any suggestions for movies I should watch in the future, please leave a comment down below. Also, make sure to follow me on social media. For right now, I'm still on TikTok. Don't know what's going to happen to that anytime soon. And I'm also on Instagram at kemmasneverseenit. Plus, I'm also on BlueSky if you want to head over there at thatskemmaj. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment, do all the things, tell everybody you know about it. I'm gonna keep creating videos as long as there's movies I haven't seen. Trust me, there's a lot. Therefore, I will keep creating a lot of videos. I always want to express my gratitude and appreciation for you guys tuning in each week. If you just got here, girl, I got more videos that you can check out. Go ahead, look at those, run it back. But again, that's it for this video. I will see you guys back here next week. Bye.